Hello, and welcome back to Zeta Math Does Puzzles, where today I have for you one of my favorite pencil puzzle genres. This is another by Tyrgannus. There have been a few of those lately. Thank you so much again to Tyrgannus for making these. Country Road is one of my favorite genres, and it's a loop genre, but it's my favorite loop genre. And in Country Road, we have to make a loop. But you'll see we have these Hayawake-esque regions floating around. And we have to make sure we visit each of them exactly once. So the thing I can't do is that. So it's a country road because you're supposed to think of them as countries, and the passport process is a pain or something. So you don't want to do it more than once crossing the border. So basically, you only get to cross each border once. So you have to draw a loop that visits every country exactly once. And if there's a number inside the country, that number is the number of cells within the country that are visited. So, for example, all 3 cells of this country are visited, whereas you only do a little tiny bit in this country. You only visit 1 cell. The other rule of Country Road has to do with borders. Namely, and this is, I think, for me, the rule that makes Country Road so much fun, if you don't visit a cell on one side of a border, you must visit the cell on the other side of the border. So usually the X is didn't visit. As soon as you don't visit this cell, you're obligated to visit this cell. Okay, you can visit both. It's totally fine to visit both sides of a border. You can't visit neither side of a border. Okay, so the link is in the description, so you can give it a try. So I'd encourage you to go ahead and do so. But if you want to just lay back and watch me do it, by all means. Or if you get stuck and want to come back and see some tips or see how I think about this, by all means, please do. This ought to be a treat. So definitely let me know how things go, but I'll get started now. So the first thing I notice is that this 1 is very restricted. Because, for example, I can't visit this cell at all, because if I do, I need to get out of the country. And as soon as I try to do that, I'm getting out of the country I'm going through a second cell. That's already too many. Likewise, this can't be visited. Even actually this cell, which you might think you could visit because you can get out of the country right away, you're excited, except then you realize, oh, hey, if I get out of the country right away in one direction, I have to get out the other direction too. And now I've already visited 2 cells. Basically, if you want to think about it, this is a corner in the loop puzzle sense. And so if this is visited, it just looks like that. And that's, well, already 2. And 2 is too many. So this is not visited. And likewise, if this is visited, the visit looks like that. And that's already too many. So that's not visited. And I'd encourage you also to look at this one. This one also would result in visiting both. And so this is the 1 cell that's visited. It's the only one that works. And so we can fill that in like that. Now, remember the rule about the border. And so I recommend as soon as you sort of finish Xing the unvisited cells in a country, you also owe the visited cells, or owe the cells that have to now be visited. Okay, and so this cell now has to be visited over here. And I have to connect these without leaving the country, right? There's only 1 visit to the country, so these have to connect like that. And now these are unvisited. Because now I'm leaving the country no matter where I go. I can't visit any more cells in the country. We'll deal with that in a minute. Let's come up to this 3. Well, that cell's visited. And per usual loop logic, it's a corner, which rules out all of these cells from being visited because I've already visited my 3. And therefore, I'm in a sort of corridor situation. I just have to continue. Okay, and so that's a lot of X's. Oops. Boop, 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 boop. And you'll notice actually here that those X's put some O's down. I feel like I'm playing tic-tac-toe. And those O's actually were already in two spots. So that was the two spots that were visited. And so, in fact, all of that is just obligated. Here, I don't actually know how I get into or out of this country, but this is still a corner. I can still do that. I don't have any option but to do that. Now, whenever we're doing loop puzzles, I like to talk about the 2 out of 3 rule. Oh, never mind. I could talk. Okay, exercise to the reader. Do the 2 out of 3 rule for this and see what it gets you. But also exercise to the reader. Remember what I said about putting in circles when they are relevant. So that circle is definitely relevant. And so it's because it's in a corner. Oops. Stop it. So I have to visit that cell. Okay. Now, if I visit this cell down here, doom immediately follows. Because if I visit here, I can't leave the country yet, so I have to continue. But now I have to make these the 6 cells I visit somehow, and that doesn't look very loop-like. And so that's all, that whole catastrophe happens if this loop goes down from here, so it doesn't. And so the loop goes this way. And now the same thing will happen if the loop goes down here. Then suddenly that's the last cell that we get to visit, and somehow that doesn't work. So we don't go down there either. We come over here, and now we visited all the cells that we're allowed to visit. That is 6. So we have to pick up this corner like that. It would have been probably even better if I'd have filled in that corner rather than doing it in that order. Okay. So now all of these are visited. And so that's a corner. Okay, and we have to avoid a little loop so we can sort of chase our corner out here like that. That needs to be visited for sure. This I know can't come down because it has to exit this country only once. It's entered here. It's got to exit connected to this piece. So this is not how we get up there, if we get up there at all. We do know all of these are visited. And I guess it's worth noting, if I know that all of these are visited, I know it at least looks like that. I see. Okay. I understand what to do with this. This is one of my favorite countrywide deductions, and I'm surprised I did not see it right away. Wherever this cell goes, I have no idea where it's going to go, but it's going to go somewhere. And all of them are in the upside down candy cane. So this end of the loop definitely connects to the upside down candy cane. What happens if this end of the loop also connects to the upside down candy cane? Well, now my trip is done and I've only visited 2 countries, right? Because I only get to exit this country twice. If both of them are into the candy cane, then I have a horrendous problem. And so I actually have to, weirdly enough, I have to go this way for sure, which is a very strange deduction the first, 45 times you see it or so. Okay. Now, I know I visited this cell in this 3, and that's very interesting because I need to get out of this country. And the only ways I can get out, actually, are to go beeline it left and beeline it up. And that's because this is a 3x3 and the only borders, well, I can't actually get to, say, this border or this border or this border or this border in 3 moves. So actually, if you want, just to sort of keep track for yourself, you can actually mark that you can't cross these. And in fact, actually, these are all unvisitable. I'm either going straight up, it's one possibility, or I'm going straight left. Those are the only possibilities. But those let me fill in some circles over there. Now, this is a... Oh, sorry, no, I was going to say this is a corner, but that's not true. Don't listen to me. Okay. Let's be slightly fancier. I don't know if we have to be fancy for this puzzle. We might not. But I'm going to be slightly fancy for you, just because this is a good trick to know for country road puzzles in general. Every country needs to have exits to exactly 2 countries along the loop, because you've got to get into it and you got to get out to it. Well, we know what those 2 countries are for this lower right country. Namely, we have to visit this country, and we have to visit this country. And therefore, actually, if you look at it, we know what the 2 places that go to the candy cane are. Namely, the 2 places that go to the candy cane are this one, which we said that end is always entering Candylandia, and this one, because that's the only place it can go. Well, that means that it's not possible to go from Candyland to anywhere else other than those 2 countries. So basically, there's always X's on the borders of every country except for the 2 that you visit. And now that's going to help a good deal, because what I see now is I just can't visit this cell ever. Because if I visit this cell, it's a corridor, and so that's going to cause the loop to do that. Why is that a problem? That's a problem because I've created a weird mini loop again. Namely, my weird mini loop goes between this country, the 3x3, Candylandia, and this 3-cell country. But basically, your trip would now forever just zoom you around through these 3, and you wouldn't see the rest of the world. And that's kind of a lame trip, so we won't do that. So this can't be there. Basically, you can't connect back to a country too soon. Basically, you really can't connect back to a country without visiting every other country in the world first, is quite literally what's true. Okay. So that cell is visited, and that cell is visited. And remember, this 3x3 country, we either had to go that way or that way. Well, now we know we have to go this way. And so now we know these are unvisited, and so that is visited. And that gives me a corner that I can play my chase game with. Like that. Okay, I can't make a little loop. I've got to get that last one, and now I've got to go there. And now this is a corner, so I can bounce around through there. Like that. Okay. I also am looking at this 2 and noticing that this 2 is quite taxing. It's not quite as taxing as this 1 was up at the beginning, where it's sort of difficult to get out, but I certainly can't get... remember, wherever I am in this country, I have to escape via this border. And so these are just straight out. There's no way I can visit either of these and get to that border to get out. So that, therefore, is in. And so I can fill in that. And so that's a corner. That's a corner. Great. Now, here, if I'm here, I immediately have visited 3 cells, right? Because if I'm here, this is a corner and I've already visited too many cells. So this is also out. So now we get a question. Are we going down here, or are we coming over here and going down there? Well, one thing we're definitely not doing, we're definitely never making it here. In fact, if you look at it, this is just a straight up dead end. If I tried to bring the loop in there, there would be nowhere for our trip to continue. We would have to stop. We don't want to stop our trip early. So that's visited. Okay. This region in the lower left, we can ask the same question we did about the lower right, which is, what are the regions that it continues to and from. And one of them is this one, and one of them is this one, because we've X'd everywhere along here. And so actually, if you look at it, that means that this 2 region, it connects here, because if you look at it, just there's nowhere else for this to go, as we previously noted. And it also connects here, so it doesn't connect to any other countries. It only connects here and here. And now that gives me a corner up here. And it also gives me an instant X here, because if this was in, it would be a corner, and it would already visit 3 places, and ditto that. And so we can rule that in as well. And so this is now in because of that X, so that tells me what happens over here. This is a dead end. So we have to come through like this. And remember, we have to get out. So if I go up here and I dilly-dally, I'm already out of luck, right? If I come up here, I've already visited too many cells. I have to go here, and again, I've now visited my full allotment of cells, so I have to do that. And I now have to visit this cell, which means we get that corner, and to this corner, and to that corner. All of which are good to see. Oh, I never marked that this is visited, but it is. Because it's a... No, sorry. What? When did I do that? I didn't mean to do that. Sorry, that went there. I don't know when that happened. Apologies if that confused anyone, but I think that is, I think it's okay. But hopefully everything is fine. All right. I'm seeing this can't connect down because, of course, if this connects down, I've got unvisited, or I've got a road that's not connected to anything, which actually makes that definitely go over there at least. Oh, this is a corner. I think I got distracted from filling in this corner by the fact that I realized I'd marked something horrendously over here. Oops, that's not what I wanted, and you know it. Okay. So now I can't connect these two. Because if I connect these two, I create a bigger little loop. Because I know I go through this path. If I connect these two, then I know that no matter what I do in this country, I'm traveling this piece of loop over and over again, and I'm never connecting back to this upper loop. So I can't actually do that. So I have to do that. Okay, now I can't connect these two, or again, I strand some road within the country. And now this has got to connect to that, and there's only one way to do it, so we can get rid of that. Okay, and now this is a corner, so it goes over there. This is also a corner, so it goes up there. Don't make a little loop. And there we go. That is a very lovely country road. I enjoy the wide variety of sorts of logic that you get to do in country road puzzles. I think it is more varied and unique than most pencil puzzle genres for my personal taste. Of course, the nice thing is you can do as many pencil puzzles as you want, so you aren't strictly obligated. But if I had to do just one kind of pencil puzzle, I think Country Road would be the one I would pick as the best. Maybe with this close U-Bahn a close second. Oops, not that either. But anyway, I hope you enjoyed that. Let me know I'm trying to make this all pretty. Let me know in the comments how it went for you, if you learned anything new in terms of thinking about puzzles, how you're doing as you sort of go about your own journey in the world of puzzles. And again, huge thank you to Tyrgannus, who set a bunch of puzzles just for this series upon my request, because Tyrgannus just asked, what puzzle types haven't people made for you, haven't you been able to find? And I said Pentominus, Massu, and Country Road, and Tyrgannus an hour later was like, here you go. So thank you, huge thank you to that. Of course, I should mention, if you have puzzles that you think would be appropriate for the series, by all means, feel free to submit them. There's a place over on my Discord where you can send in puzzles as well. I am happy to see suggestions. All right, that is going to do it for today. Please do support the channel in whatever way feels right to you by giving the video a thumbs up if you made it to the end, subscribing if you haven't done so yet. I am spoiled by the fact that a way higher percentage of my viewers are subscribed than of the vast majority of YouTube creators, but if you're not yet, I want you. Also, of course, we greatly appreciate financial support, which you can do through Ko-fi, through YouTube, or through Patreon. There we go. That's the name I can't think of. All the information of that is down below. So if you're enjoying this, the Let's Plays, the streams, etc., this is the way to support the stuff I do. All right, that's all for today. Thank you so much for hanging out. I'll see you again soon. Bye for now.